From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the Hourly News Blast. LGBTQ Nation is reporting right-wing anti-LGBTQ plus activist Robby Starbuck is serving as an advisor to Meta to address ideological and political bias in the company's AI chatbot, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. The hire comes as part of a settlement that Meta reached with Starbuck earlier this year. The conservative activist, who made a career out of pressuring corporations to drop diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, including those addressing the LGBTQ plus community, filed a lawsuit in April claiming Meta AI falsely stated he was involved in the January 6th Capitol insurrection. According to the lawsuit, a Harley-Davidson dealer published a screenshot from Meta's AI chatbot linking Starbuck to both the Capitol riot and QAnon. Starbuck denies any association with either. Since engaging on these important issues, Meta has made tremendous strides to improve the accuracy of Meta AI and mitigate ideological and political bias, Meta and Starbuck said in a joint statement to the Journal. Starbucks' advisory role coincides with the president's executive diktat last month demanding the tech industry purge itself of woke ideology in AI models under threat of government contracts being pulled. Those models have been infused with partisan bias, he said at a signing ceremony, including critical race theory. The order directs government agencies not to procure models from the industry that sacrifice truthfulness and accuracy to ideological agendas. So they'd rather use political agendas instead, I guess. Trump's order calls for large language models, or LLMs, that are truthful in responding to user prompts seeking factual information or analysis, prioritize historical accuracy, scientific inquiry, and objectivity, and are neutral, nonpartisan tools that do not manipulate responses in favor of ideological dogmas such as DEI. And the order specifically targets gay and trans identity in its expansive definition of DEI, including the suppression or distortion of factual information about race or sex, manipulation of racial or sexual representation in model outputs, incorporation of concepts like critical race theory, transgenderism, unconscious bias, intersectionality, and systemic racism, and discrimination on the basis of race or sex. The order demanding federal agency large language models conform to Trump's version of truthfulness could result in the president's anti-DEI worldview infecting AI models across the industry. Producing accurate and objective information with AI has already proved challenging in the 3 years since OpenAI founder Sam Altman's release of ChatGPT. AI that is free of ideological bias, according to influential founder Ruman Chowdhury of Humane Intelligence, is still, quote, impossible to do in practice, end quote. Yet Meta is making a show with Starbucks hire that Trump's version of ideological and political bias is being addressed. Last year, Starbucks convinced Harley-Davidson, Jack Daniel's parent company, Brown-Forman, Ford Motor Company, Lowe's, Tractor Supply Company, John Deere, large equipment manufacturer Caterpillar Inc., and beverage maker Molson Coors to drop public-facing DEI efforts, including cutting ties with the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index, which tracks LGBTQ plus hires. Starbucks called those corporate decisions a massive win for sanity. This coming from Donald Trump. In a statement to LGBTQ Nation in September, after Starbucks threatened a boycott of the company to rival the fallout from Bud Light's disastrous association with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney, Molson Coors described dropping their DEI efforts as one of the next steps of our culture journey, but only a step. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has assiduously courted Trump in recent years after banning him from Facebook and Instagram following the January 6th riots at the Capitol. He called Trump a, quote, badass after an attempt on his life last summer on the campaign trail, visited Mar-a-Lago numerous times, donated large sums to his presidential library and drop fact-checking on Meta's platforms with Trump's encouragement, all while wearing his knee pads. That's the news blast for this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe our channel and avoid that Mark Zuckerberg thing. Stay tuned to PEP Radio later this evening for the latest news from Keith Olbermann on Countdown with Keith Olbermann at 6 p.m. Up next, we have the latest weather forecast right here on PEP Radio.